Excellent. So, good morning, everyone. This is Debbie, founder of the Real Estate Agent Referral Network and Marketing Tips. This Facebook group here that we're live in, um, and I'm coming to you live today to introduce you to Alex Edwards, who I was just having a conversation with, and um, I wanted to share with you what she's doing unique for the real estate space. So, good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Debbie. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to share a little bit more about websites for realtors.
Excellent. So first of all, Alex, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So my name is Alex. I live right outside of Richmond, Virginia. I'm a mom of two small kids and three dogs. So I stay pretty busy with them. I have a heart for real estate. So that's on my goals for this year is to study and take my exam and, hopefully become a licensed agent in Virginia. And I've built over 200 Squarespace websites. So I'm really excited to share more about my offer for realtors.
Excellent. So you have then a little bit of a unique perspective because you are interested truly in the real estate industry and and understand a little bit better than maybe the average website builder about the real estate industry. Excellent. So tell me, when I start working with you, what does that look like? What can I expect?
Yeah. So what I have is a super fast but thorough and fun process. So I'm unique because I launch and build websites in 5 days or less. But for realtors, it really works well in that 5 day range. So what we'll do is we'll hop on a call, kind of discuss like, what's going on, what are your goals, how many leads are you trying to see, what is your niche, what makes you special and what can make you stand out online. And then we'll book a design time on the calendar. And then before that, I'll send over a list and we'll get all of your content. We'll build up that content, get everything ready before our design time. During that design week, we'll meet 2 times and then go over the site live and then we'll launch it at the end of the week.
Excellent. And so you mentioned content. So is that something that I'm going to provide you, or is that something you'll help me with? How does that work?
Yeah. So it's a collaboration, right? Because, that's one of the things that a lot of people it stumps them on, like, oh my gosh, what do I have to put on my website? But I have content workbooks. And so we kind of just go through, you just fill in the blanks, it's kind of like multiple choice, fill in the blanks, all that good stuff. And then I take it and tweak it into website copy. So website copy isn't your typical like paragraph after paragraph after paragraph. Number one, our attention spans are way too short to read that. Number two, it's not engaging for leads or buyers or sellers. And then number three, Google doesn't really like that. So, I'll build out strategic copy for your website and then you just kind of go over and I want it to sound like you. I want it to come from a place like you. So when someone gets on a call, they're not like, oh, your website sounded different than you are, So it's a collaboration. But yeah, I do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. So you really don't have to stress too much about it.
Excellent, excellent. I know that for me would be a roadblock. So I'm glad that you're kind of clearing those roadblocks out. And then you mentioned when we were talking before a little bit about SEO. So you handle that as well?
Yeah. So SEO, it's really good to have like a really nice and pretty website, of course. But if you don't have SEO and the best strategies attached to it, sometimes you're not going to be found on Google. And that's what we really want. We want people to be finding you online. So I actually meet with a Google rep once a quarter to kind of go over best website practices for SEO. I prioritize Google SEO over other search engines just because Google is truly like the powerhouse of the internet, right? But it does play benefit to other ones like Bing and DuckDuckGo and Yahoo and stuff like that. So I go in, research keywords that are in your area, in your niche that people are searching for and what they're clicking on, some of your competitors' websites, all that good stuff. And then write strategic meta descriptions for each one of your pages. So that just basically tells Google like what this page is about. We have keywords in it. We'll have keywords through your copy, then we'll have keywords in your site titles, page titles, and we'll even name your images with keywords because Google can't read an image. We have to tell it what the image says, and we want to add keywords in there for it too. So yeah.
Excellent, excellent. And you mentioned photos. Um, and and one thing that I think is um, super important is, a lot of realtors with the bigger brokerages, they get a really basic website or, CRM and stuff like that with their um, from their brokerage. But um, you're building a very unique website for them. So um, maybe share a little bit. You were talking about photos and how realtors can niche down and how that can really help them. So share with us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a good point too for like the broker websites that they'll give y'all. Like they're good to start out with, and they're a really good starting point to send people if you don't have, much, experience, or, if you don't have like much in that area where you're doing a lot of marketing. But the brokerage websites normally don't have like the key functionality that you would need to be optimized for Google, or even have like a strong lead generation. So, and then a lot of times they do kind of give you just a set of images and they look like everybody else's. So it's really important to have your own, I would say. And what I do is I source premium stock images. So stock images that don't look like every single other realtor's website. Like you can probably go on, a bunch of like marketing or real estate websites, and you'll probably see like consistent. There's like one that is super popular. It's like a blue house and it kind of looks like a wet driveway, and like it looks nice, but everyone knows that's a stock photo. So we'll find some stock photos that matches your brand. And of course, too, like you don't want a stock photo that's maybe like a beach house and maybe you're like in Tennessee or something. So we want it to be consistent that way too, like photos that, a buyer or even a seller could relate to in that area. It's super important to be super intentional. A lot of people don't think that photos are that important, but they really are. And I really do recommend for realtors to get branded photos, really nice headshots, and then, some really nice photos of either their home or, homes that they're selling, and then make sure you have rights to that to put for marketing purposes. But yeah, so we'll source really nice stock images so they don't look like everybody else's, but I always recommend to work with a local photographer. And that too gives you some networking too, because everybody needs to buy a house. Your photographer might need to buy a house one day. So
Yeah, excellent. And so one thing that you told me previously is that you have a great way to incorporate the IDX into it. So first of all, for brand new realtors who maybe don't know what IDX is, explain that and then talk to us about how it works.
yeah. So it's basically the functionality on your website for people to be able to search like the location or bedroom numbers or bathroom numbers and all that good stuff, and pull up listings that are available that you have, directly on your website online. People really like to look through a lot of stuff online when they're kind of seeing that. That's the first thing they're going to see. People are super visual. They want to see pictures. So it's not a necessary thing that you have as a realtor to have your own branded website, but it's really cool and it's really neat feature to have on there and to capture more leads too. So I've partnered with a company that allows me to integrate this into Squarespace. So you have those features and they're branded with like the colors that you choose, your brand colors, logo, same functionality as your website, but you don't have like this super high price tag with it. So it's really important. I would say, if that's something that you want in your website, we have a great way to do it at an affordable rate. But if that's something you're not interested in right now, it can always be added on down the road if you wanted. But it's a really neat feature, and it kind of sets you apart. And then it gives people that interactive element to your website and keeps them on your website.
Yeah, excellent. So one thing that I don't think we really talked about here is how you do specific marketing for specific niches. So you mentioned, a holistic realtor and stuff. So talk to us about how that works and maybe why people are getting found that way.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say, in a lot of businesses, you hear people say niching down is key, niching down is key. And, to an extent it is. You can absolutely have your real estate website and it can be general, you can be tailored towards buyers, sellers, anybody who needs help with their, next purchase, or, buying their home or selling their home. But it is nice to have a niche, like what sets you apart from everybody else. For example, I've worked with holistic realtors before, and they come from a very specific point of view where they're looking at at the full well-being of the person, the family, the neighborhood, the home, the yard, everything else around it. And people are really, if that's important to you, if your wellness and well-being is important to you, you're going to want to work with a holistic realtor over somebody else who might not be checking or taking those extra steps to check that. Same for realtors who specialize in like first-time home buyers. You can have a niche part of your website or a landing page where you send first-time home buyers or you're marketing towards first-time home buyers, and it talks to their pain points, like what are they struggling with? Are they struggling with getting pre-approved? How can you help in that process? How many first-time home buyers have you helped? All that good stuff. Same for like military families, vacation homes, even single mothers, divorced people. Like all of those are niches that, even if one piece of your life you've experienced that, or that's like your testimony, you could really serve a lot of value in that space for someone, helping them buy or sell their home. So I really recommend having like even just one landing page or even in your bio, a little specific piece about niching, so you can kind of talk to that targeted audience.
Excellent. Excellent. So I love that you said that, and I don't know if everybody else heard this, but in the beginning when we were talking, you said that your goal is to have these websites completed in 5 days.
Mhm.
So from start to finish, I can call you up and, today is Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
And by Monday, my website is live, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we would have a conversation, find a time that works on the calendar, because I do ask for people to be tentative via email. Just because sometimes when you run into design, you might have questions. But yeah, as long as I have all of my content, we have content approved, we have images approved, and I have everything before our like first or second day, I roll with it. So I just know like realtors, especially, y'all don't have a lot of time to invest or put into like having to build a website or learn a platform or do all that good stuff. And you don't have to, right? So you're good at what you're good at, and then leave it to a website designer to help you in that aspect. But a lot of times, website builds can take, 3 months, 6 months, even a year. And then by that time, you're putting money into it and not generating leads. You're not seeing, connections or networking with other people. You're not even able to use the website you're putting money into. So that's where these fast and thorough processes come in, and they work great for my clients, and they work great for me too, because, if I can focus on one client at a time and knock out their website, it is just a beautiful, wonderful thing.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So, when we were talking before, you said that you had a special offer for anyone watching from our group. So tell us what that is.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I would like to offer 10% off the full website build for anyone from this group that contacts me and wants to, get something on the books or have a conversation about their website. 10% off the full website build. And yeah, so that's a great offer, I feel like. And then if you have any questions, you can just let me know. I'll drop the link in the comments below, for that page. And then how that would look is you just set up a consultation, talk about it, set a design time, all that good stuff.
Excellent. Excellent. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for the offer for the group. That's amazing. And thank you for being part of our group and providing value. And we just appreciate having you. It's been nice to learn about your business. And I can't wait to see how many of our group members that can get a website up and running in no time flat for working with you. So wonderful. Thank you, Alex.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.